Hey everybody, just kicking off a stream. Just finished watching Lumen play a really fun game of Agricola. Um, like a really cool game of Agricola. And I'm gonna play some Terra Mystica now. I was gonna try to play in Lumen's stream game, and then I didn't time things out well. I was out doing some other things, but yeah, we'll see how things go. Um, Hey, we already have a game. Look at that. And a really good game. I don't know this player at all, but they have a really good rating. I know Zitcob. Zitcob's good. And sorry, I should adjust my screen. I have it too big. Look at that. Good game right off the start. So, we got digging into mid-game or early trading posts, temple, big building, late dwelling. We're missing big building past tile, and we're missing worker power, and we're missing temp ship. Hey Lumen, welcome party of Lumen. That was a really fun Agricola game. I'm sad Lumen didn't quite win it, but regardless, cool stuff. And we just started at Terra Mystica and already in with some really good players. Zitcob is very good. This guy has a good rating. I don't really recognize him. And I don't really know who to put in, but I'm still in the kind of experimental let's have fun modes. So what's fun? Anyone watching knows that we won that game. Indeed, we all know the real winner. Um, Nothing is making me that excited here. So do I just throw in witches because witches always makes me excited? Do witches things, but with the other green faction. So I mean that is an option actually. I could throw in Auren. Do Auren actually have a life here? Not convinced Auren have a ton of hope. Yeah, who cares? We're going for fun things. Auren are fun. You guys are right. Yeah, I'm looking to stream some fun. I think I'll probably actually play Agricola today still. I have like a bunch like I'm off work this afternoon and stuff, and I don't have anything to do, so I'm probably just gonna stream and play some games. Good times. We're gonna not worry about this one too much, and we are gonna at least peek at our opponents though, because we at least want to know what to expect. Hey, this guy is pretty good. I've just never really heard of him. Sweet, and then this guy is played a lot that is okay, but not great. Good. I've become a heretic on my own stream. You have led me down these paths. Oof, engineers is... Why do people keep doing this sandwiched, what I want to just call it, I'm going to swear, bullshit. Like, what the hell is this garbage? Oh, I don't like playing these games. Like, why throw in sandwiched engineers? I mean, I get why people do it, to be completely honest. Although I don't get why somebody good does it, to be honest. Like, I would not do it if I was a good player. I think there's some reasons to do it if you're kind of a bad player, because I think having sandwiched factions leads to increased volatility in the game. And I think increased volatility is probably good for players that aren't as prepared to handle it well, but don't really understand why you would do it as a hypothetically strong player. It just leads the game to be more random and odd and yada yada yada, but oh well. Was that edgy pick from a low-ranked player? It's not a low-ranked player. It's people that don't have enough experience to know what the consequences are. You would think that, but this is literally the guy I just looked up who's nearly 500. He's rated... he's pretty high in the Elite League right now, and he's played plenty of games, so it's not a lack of experience. Wow, but he wants them. Wow. There's no way sandwiched engineers is that good here, right? Maybe he knows more than I do. I would never take sandwich. I guess so. It's not that big of a sandwich. It's giants, right? So giants are going to take your reds, but they're not going to take your grays. Auren are going to take some of your grays, but I guess you're going to just start here. And so, what grays is Auren actually going to take from you? Cultist has been bit a lot. I'm not that interested. Is this an okay enough Giants game in first seat? Probably not. It's gonna go Spade, probably Priest, and then you're already looking at just taking coin tiles. As Giants, you're gonna get plenty of Leech, but you're gonna have to take a Worker's Power action. We're gonna see Giants, Auren, Engineers, probably Cultists. Giants is going to be able to just hit one of these hexes and dig here if they want to start center. Giants probably has to start... So it's a little tricky. If you start here as Giants, you probably are going to lose one of these red hexes to Engineers, and it probably has to be this red hex that you give up, because this hex and then carving through here to get at this stuff I think is too important. Still, you know what? I have fun with Giants. I think they have some play here. Hey, O Patrol, hello. This guy just bid 30 on them. What? Yeah, I mean, the track is so good for edgies that I think it could be okay. Yeah, the more I'm looking, the more I'm like, the sandwich is... I don't think the sandwich is going to hurt engineers as bad as you think. And I do think the track is actually going to provide engineers some pretty good chances. I actually don't know if cultists are going to have as easy of a life as you'd hope here either. They're going to be pretty good, but I might actually bid engineers. This guy I don't think is that wrong. I mean, regardless, I think the real problem is I do think Auren are pretty bad here with engineers in the game. As Auren, you really wanted this hex and to get through this stuff. But as Auren now, I think you're just starting double center and you're hoping to like take... I don't even know what you're hoping for, to be honest. It's pretty rough as Auren without temp ship, so... I don't think it matters a lot here. I think there's a lot of bidding. I would prefer not to play Auren anymore, but we'll see. With edgies or blue in the game, does green still start E4? And if so, do they upgrade on it or just accept that structure's in part of a town? I think they just accept that part's not part of a town, but I don't really know. This is one of those color matchups I don't really know. I don't see a lot on this map because usually you see black and blue on this map pretty frequently. So I don't know. I mean, part of the problem was why I don't see this is because I just don't put in sandwich factions. I just don't really enjoy it. I prefer to... Again, at some level, whatever. We play in the auction world and this is allowed. I just... don't really like it. I prefer when the game is more similar to how it would be in pick order, but then we still bid. And if you were doing this faction selection in pick order, I don't actually think somebody would pick engineers here. But maybe they would. I'm just kind of going back and forth. I maybe actually should bid engineers a little more than I'm bidding giants. I'm not sure. But Zitcob's very confident in cultists, which is fair. He's bidding pretty... Everybody's actually pretty fast this game, which is kind of nice because I'm perfectly happy to just be kind of fast and carefree and see what the hell happens. Because again, I'm not really trying to win anymore. I'm partly just trying to experiment. Giants are also very strong since they're getting E2. Yeah, I think Giants are pretty good. The problem is I don't think the track is great for Giants. You don't usually want to delay your temple that late, and if you're going to delay your temple that late, it probably means you're taking water 1. So the victory points for Giants is a bit of a problem, but the early leech and the early expansion is pretty great. So I think I just keep going back and forth, though, a little bit more. Because the problem is every time I look at Auren, It's not great. And there's ways that it can go from not great to like really bad. I still think you like start here and here, and you maybe do just start with the like 6 coin tile, and then you take a priest action just so you can advance ship and open temple and some dwellings, but not sending the priest to a cult early is a real bummer. And the track's not awful for Auren, but the cult rewards aren't fantastic either. Basically, I don't really know what I'm doing with Auren here if I wind up on them. I might eventually take them, but they look by far the most kind of like hamstrung option here. Auren are very ugly here. Yep. I just... It was always a little bit of an ugly pick when I put them in, but Engineers really actually makes it ugly, as do Giants on some level. Giants being able to just kind of stomp everywhere is tricky. And then no temp ship in the game is rough for green. But we'll see. Stupid edgy pick. Yeah, the edgy pick definitely made the Auren far less interesting. But I mean, to be fair, I guess like we could have seen like mermaids show up or something. So I probably should actually bid cultist 1 or 2. I mean, to be fair, the cultist showing up actually is also why Auren is not as exciting, right? Because Team Cultist is gonna really fight for the cults probably better than Auren will. The real question is, how many points does Auren need? Are we getting kind of close? I think we're getting kind of close, but I'm still not sure we're close enough. But boo everyone except me. I mean, I have now listed all the other factions as being not good for Auren, so yeah, I mean... I'm not real. I guess to be fair, yeah, what was I hoping for? I don't really know, I guess. Just not this, but... Rick Action seems to actually be thinking for the first time in this auction, which suggests maybe he's ready to go for Auren. Or, you know, who knows? I don't actually think that I want Auren quite yet. I really do think I'm going to bid everybody at least like 2-ish more. And then I might just play Auren. Partly because I would have fun playing Auren, even if it goes a bit bad. Auren are at least just kind of fun and not something I play all the time, so... I could always just give myself... I've also been debating, I think, Lumen, when you said that you might start streaming, like, Terra Mystica challenges, I was also debating just, like, starting to mix it up, too, and just being, like... My only goal is like 4 towns this game, and that's the only thing I'm playing for. Who cares? Like, I'll just take pure econ favors. I don't care about points in the meantime. I'm just gonna make 4 towns or something. Like, I feel like I should just play some of those games for the hell of it too. So yeah. So, is it time to take Team Auren when I get 25, 13, and 14 point edges? It's a lot of points. Is it enough points? Auren should get a lot of early leech. Like, a lot. So maybe that does enable... Especially if you're going to go one... if I am actually going to go one ship in round 1, Then I could try to transition to 2-ship pretty rapidly too and actually expand. I guess one issue is if I expand over here, I do need cultists to join me, but cultists usually will come over here. The town space, oh, a little bit of awkwardness is I would prefer to put my initial temple here, because this is where all the leech is going to be. And if I build through here and through here, the only way I'm connecting is if I take this hex, which I'm not immediately planning on, but giants will probably take it. Although that does then maybe give me an outside chance at towning through here. Part of me kind of wants to just play the Auren and live the tough life and see how it goes, but the smarter part of me is like, I probably should bid everybody another point. After waiting this long, it kind of indicates to everybody I'm really thinking about it, though. Same thing with Rick Action. He thought about it for quite a while last time, which actually, since he thought about it, do I really want to play Cultist at that big of a deficit? I don't think so. I actually think I'm done with Cultist. I think I'm just trying to get another bid on Giants and Engineers, and then I'll take Auren. Alright, we'll play Auren. I think my game plan as Auren was originally going to be to take the priest action and to advance ship, but maybe I don't advance ship in round 1. Maybe it's okay to push that off to round 2. Taking the priest and getting it to a cult is still tempting, but maybe that's not important either. I mean, so the thing I'm warming up to is if I just single dig this. Single digging this gives me much better chances of actually providing a connection path this game. And so taking this, and it's 2 points, right? So taking the single dig might be correct, but we'll see. Regardless, there's going to be a huge leech party for everybody. Oh, wow, and Cultist is going to start here, like my favorite. But single digging this is looking pretty good. Losing this isn't as big of a deal than either. I mean, it's connection, but I could at least 3-ship over here still then. So we'll see. The real question is, what favor do I take? As Auren, I tend to like to take an economy favor, and then when I build my stronghold, I can take a VP favor. But not taking Earth 1 this game is little iffy, especially because I don't know when my stronghold's actually coming. Ooh, giants start here instead of here. It does suggest giants might care about this hex a lot to try to beat engineers here, but it does go Spade Priest. That was very expected. I could take the cult bump, but I think I'd rather just have the extra coins. A really good player on Snellman, Steve, posted a really interesting breakdown today of a certain matchup, and one thing I was really surprised about from that analysis is how much sorry, I'm very distracted. I actually probably would have got double dig this game too, but I just don't have anywhere to go with the extra dig. Awkward. I think I still want to upgrade here and just really leverage extra leech from everybody. Anyhow, one of the things I was really surprised by in the article that Steve posted this morning is how much better 6 coins was than 4 coins in a cult step in that particular matchup. I mean, it's not huge, but it was actually kind of meaningful. I've always felt the tiles are fairly equivalent because the cult step is worth a decent bit. And I think sometimes it can be. I'm not saying it's... But those 2 extra coins appear to be a little more meaningful than I thought a lot of the time. So I don't know here if it was right though, because like I could have just taken an Earth step and then still got the coin back right away. So, oh well. Uh, the game plan for me, I really didn't lay out here, but I think I'm trying to just score a decent bit off pass tiles this game. I'm probably going to try to abuse the ship scoring a bit, as well as like the dwelling VP tile. I'd like to build a temple and a stronghold relatively early. The stronghold might come in like round 3. I'm going to try to get a couple towns. I'm going to play somewhat network. I'm not sure that's correct to do so, but no stream announcement in Discord today. Oh, hey, that's a good call. I've just been slow on it and I forgot to. Is a shorter round valuable here? Cult coins take an extra turn. Yeah, so there's always that too, right? Like it might. I think it is actually going to be pretty valuable for me to have a somewhat faster round, because if I pass relatively quickly, I have better tempo on power actions next round. So, so I could take a priest here, and then still hope to wheel single dig. I could just double dig, but I really don't have any hexes to work on. If I take the priest, cultists are almost certainly going to send priest to earth regardless. This priest still feels pretty good. Get the notifications on for Twitch. Yeah, that's also a very reasonable thing, but I usually do drop. Nice. Anyhow, the priest does go to earth instantly. That was pretty expected. I think that's fine. I think I'm going to send my priest to water here is what I'm doing, and just locking in that cult dig for next round. I'm tempted to just take Earth 2 this game. This track is a lot of building up. Like, all these events say to build up and then finally build dwelling. Ooh, single dig got taken. I should have maybe predicted that. Huh, and engineers just turns that green with single dig. Should I have predicted that? Oh, they do have a spade. Duh, okay. And they don't have anywhere good to go. So they're trying to secure these guys. Okay, I maybe should have. So, this is the downside of me taking this priest. I am going to lose this hex. Engineers are also likely to beat me here now. So that's actually, that was sloppy. That's going to be really, it's going to be very painful actually. Yeah, not getting single dig there was very bad. Look at what I've done to myself. I'm still very tempted just to open Earth 2, because I do want to build up quite a bit early. And I've already started with a 6 coin tile. Earth 2 comes with a couple of coins. I'm getting a lot of leech early, and probably somewhat throughout the game. Yeah, I'll just take Earth 2 here. I probably was supposed to single dig. I think I'm going to regret that going forward, but we'll see. Round 1, water 1. I could take water 1, but I don't like that. Shipping, maybe? Yes. I do think I think what I'm shifting to is shipping. I assume Giants is going to accept this regardless, yeah. I think I am shifting to just shipping and building 2 dwellings, but it's not great. Giants takes workers. Makes sense. Advancing ship is fine. There is a chance Giants will be nice to me and take this hex purely because it allows them to one ship over here, which isn't. There is a chance that Giants actually doesn't care about this one as much as they care about this, which could just be a good break for me. I don't think Giants are going to take this, but technically they could, so it would make advancing ship here pretty sad if they do that, but I guess I just see how they're going to, what they're going to do, and stuff happens, and oh well. I've done this to myself. Hey, Ghostly. Welcome. I took a tough action, and I've already played a bit sloppy, and this is what I deserve. I am getting a lot of early leech. I probably just take the coins here in a sec. Although after probably securing this hex, if I'm allowed to. But not getting the priest to water is also a bit of a problem, because I really want to get that priest to water. Cultist also takes Earth 2 on the back of me taking Earth 2. That suggests to me that Cultist plans to go for a second temple very early, which is pretty awesome. I'm a fan of that. Why coins over saving for double dig next round? Mostly because I don't really plan to dig to expand. I mean, I could dig here and here if I get lucky, I guess. But I'm not convinced I'm going to dig much yet. So we'll see. I would not. Oh yeah, double digging this was never on my radar. This is a triple dig anyhow. What are you, F4? What's F4? This is what I'm supposed to have hex values on, but ugh. Yeah, so that's a triple dig, so I'm never doing that. This is not witches. Indeed, it is not witches. So we'll see. Engineers goes for a temple. I'm suspecting this is also Earth 2 engineers. Is usually what you would take. So it would be pretty fun to watch everybody take Earth 2. But again, this is a pretty reasonable track to take Earth 2 on. You get a couple coins early, and everything about this track is telling you to just build up. Like, build up, and then, you can build dwellings late. So we'll see. What happens? It's just so awkward to see double dig available when you have the power for it and to pass on it. Yeah, it is, but it's fine. If I take d6 and turn that triple into a double, not saying it was good, but it would have been the only way to use x6. Yeah, so, and you see how much I valued that. Sorry, Giants, you don't get Earth 2. Indeed, Zitcom. So this hex got left, so I should take this. Giants took the coins, so yeah, I should at least secure this. I can't take coins now anyhow, so. Giants opening with this much power is really good, so. I mean, ultimately, I am opening Temple 3 dwellings with 1 shipping. I have decent resources, decent power going into the next round. I mean, things could be a lot worse. The problem, of course, comes after this round. If Giants do decide they prefer this hex so they can try to race here, I'm quite happy. To be fair, I actually think, I don't think that's just wishful thinking. I think it's legitimately actually a decent reason for Giants to do that. Giants have already lost this red hex. So if Giants are ever going to expand, they really should try to get over to these guys. So I think it's really not crazy for Giants to go here, plan to advance ship next round, get these 2 hexes before Engineers gets to them. That looks like Giants could make a town right in here then. So yeah, we'll see. Cultist takes the ship tile. I would have been pretty happy to get, so that's a bit of a bummer. Although I probably get the spade tile off Engineers, which is even better. Because presumably engineers just take one action, I take an action, they pass, I get the spade tile. So that looks really good, actually. Getting the spade here is very good. And I can always try to score my shipping a little later, especially because I don't really want to commit to more shipping. The downside here is that I thought cultists were going to send priest to water, but I guess the fact they took the ship tile, well, maybe cultist just wants double dig. Although, where are they going to go with double dig? I would really love to get this priest to water next round, but I'm not sure I'll get to. Oof, engineers are passing here. I guess building the dwelling doesn't matter for team engineers, so sure. Giants is just always building 2 dwellings, though, so I'll still get the spade tile. Ship 2 for F3. I could advance ship again and go to this hex. It's not right, but it's not that wrong, but I'm not doing it. Giants take this hex. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. That is not what I would do. I mean, that's just wrong, but okay. I'm slightly nervous that Giants would pass for the spade now. I mean, they won't, right? They're Giants. They're not taking the spade tile. Giants don't really take the spade tile. I mean, they shouldn't, but it's more early leech for Giants too if they take E3 and let me take D6. Yeah, so I agree with you, Mertz, that I actually think if I was Giants, I think I maybe do just take this hex because I think it does enough good things for Giants over taking this one. But regardless, I really do want this blue. But the good news, team, is that I think I just take the spade tile and I do probably get this hex. I mean, Giants could take this with their first move, but who really knows what Giants are up to? I'm gonna be at all. I can only accept 3 power next round, but I think that's okay. Here's the spade. That seems excellent. I don't think I'm quite gonna go. Oof! Cultists takes that. That's wow. Did not expect that. Okay. That's rough. Is that even good for him? Like, seriously. Well, I get the priest of water I wanted, but I think I do just priest to water here. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. That hex was pretty important to me. I never expected cultists to double dig it. This feels really bad for Zitcom. It really just hurts me. Why do people... Oh, this is why I don't like playing Arena currently. I just feel like I get targeted. Like, what the hell are cultists doing with this shit? I mean, sorry to keep swearing, but it's just baffling to me. Like, maybe the chat will explain it to me here in a sec when I look harder, but I don't get that. Neighbors are super important. Zitcom struggles to get neighbors. Perhaps. I think I'm going to start declining Zitcom's free leeches here. I don't really need them, and it hurts him. Yeah, okay, Gray, I guess you're right. Getting neighbors is good. But Is it really worth double digging? Like, he used up all his power. Ugh, whatever. I am not a fan of it, but I don't have to be. The priest goes away. I could take coins and workers and build a stronghold and a dwelling. Don't love it, but... I guess regardless, I'm going to wind up building this trading post. Those are not witches. Yeah, I'm playing Auren. I'm pretty dead here. I don't think it was a bad move. I think it's totally fine. Just unfortunate for me. Yeah, fair enough. I really don't think I would ever have done that as cultist, but I guess I believe a little too firmly in not spending all my resources on digging on this map and preferring to get my economy rolling via shipping and other avenues. Zitcob took this tile purely to have 3 power just so he could take this hex and get a bit of leech back and have neighbors, over just taking coins, advancing ship, reaching more hexes. Yeah, I mean, it's his choice and it's fine. It's definitely a bad break for me though. Yeah. Although, I mean, whatever. I was hoping to get lucky. I mean, ultimately, I made a mistake when I took that priest last round. I was supposed to just single dig this hex. It was pretty important for a lot of things, and I didn't. So, oh well. I've done this to myself. There go the workers, which suggests Giants wants to build a temple for Earth 1. This is where I should have just committed to a plan much sooner. Do I even want Earth 1, though? See, I think Earth 1 is actually largely just garbage here for me because I'm not building that many dwellings this game. I'm just not escaping anywhere. I may as well take coins at this point because I'm just running out of good ways to use my power, and I've got plenty of power. And I have Earth, too. But yeah, ultimately this game looks real bad for me. Water 2 Auren. I mean, I'm not even going for a stronghold this round. I'll build my stronghold next round. Yeah, I took the tough faction here, and I really needed cultists not to take that hex. If I was allowed to take that hex, I actually have a pretty good game, I think. But that was a rough blow from Zitcob choosing to do that. But oh well. I don't even have a really good area to use this cult dig. It looks like I'm just going to turn this gray. It does kind of look like maybe my game plan should to be just to rush this town and take 2 key town. If I rush to 2 key town and play a kind of culty game, and you know, maybe there's some future in that whole sequence for me. It doesn't feel great, but I can maybe somehow afford 3 shipping at some point in this game too and actually leverage these hexes yet. But we'll see. Tall, culty, Auren seem like the only thing to do here. Yep. 5 power priest to advance ship if edgies leave that green hex open. Whoa, Nerd Cube, you have a rename. What is this? If that's actually Nerdcube, I guess. Have you renamed yourself Nerdcube? You had the same reaction? Yeah, I'm assuming that's Nerdcube renaming himself, but... So the 5 power priest to advance ship here is I can't really commit to it because engineers can easily single dig, and then it really negates the point of doing it. And I don't have any other delay moves left, so I think I am just gonna take this bridge and go aggressively for 2 key town here in round 2 or round 3. You're gonna maybe try streaming this weekend, so made a better name. Hey, I know that feeling. That's exactly what I did, and I ran into throwing just games at the end. So you've joined the crowd. Welcome. Yeah, that'll be exciting. I look forward to that. You're thinking triple shipping early for Chris Ho's plan. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of coins. I could ship a lot early, but there's also a lot of value in just continuing getting a priest on cults and trying to fight cults. So I think I'm going to take the bridge and just go. I think I'm going to go that life. I think that's the avenue I'm going to push for. Sounds like a streaming name. Yeah. Yeah, I've put myself in tough spots here. I want to build stronghold next round, and I want to somehow dig this hex, and then maybe expensive trading post in order to get the town. Don't love a lot of the words I just said, but maybe I find a way to do all that. We'll see. If I get to pass next, passing on to 7 coins is pretty nice. Engineers might just pass themselves for 7 coins here. Well, they have a lot of power. I don't know what they'll do. Message took forever to get through. Yeah. That's on your end, I'm guessing, but who knows. Yeah, so the more I'm looking at it, like losing this hex did suck, but I think it might be okay. I mean, I'm giving Earth 1 to Giants here. That's Giants are almost certainly going Temple for Earth 1. How many points did Giants start with? Um, couldn't remember the auction. Classic Tick Cab. Giants are taking Earth 1 here. Like I said, they probably would. So I pass and take the coins. And then I'm hoping to get just a tad bit of leech next round, probably to take single dig. And then build stronghold, dwelling, and a trading post. I'll have enough workers for that. I have enough coins for all that. So as long as I get single dig next round, I can race out a 2-key town. Which feels... I don't know. It at least feels like a game plan. Yeah, we'll see. Engineers get back on the spade tile. It's very good for them, obviously. Giants probably pass for I don't know, 4 coins and a couple points is probably Giants play. I'm not sure. We'll see. They send the priest to fire. That's fair. Little unfortunate. I was hoping to get that 3 spot. Just because, again, contesting cults like that is good. But cultists kind of have locked up Earth, so I don't really want to fight that. If I'm taking 2 Key Town, I would really like to get at least 2 firsts and then like a second and a third this game or something. So one track I would hope to win is water. And then the air track has a lot of benefits. So sending a priest to air and starting to use my stronghold steps on air feels pretty strong. When I do go stronghold, I'm obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, but I'm going to just take water 1. And then I might wind up building for air 1 at some point. This is a triple dig, which is painful, but I might consider it at some point. Turning this gray is fine. Engineers are not going to get there anytime too quickly. And I plan to single dig it this round. Oh, I have enough power for single dig. Interesting. So my first action might actually be to single dig, because I've already regretted once this game not digging when I could. The only other thing that might be contested is Priest to Air, which isn't even that necessary, because I can still hit step 5. So the only really necessary thing is single dig. I have exactly enough resources to Dwelling, Expensive Trading Post, and Stronghold. Yeah. This seems like the best Zag I can do is to just race 2 Keytown. There's no way cultists beat me to it. I don't think there's any pressure on Water 1. I don't really need to do anything else this round. So if I just rush out that game plan, I think that's good. So we're making the best of the position I put myself in here. If I had already got this hex, and I could have been setting up this town right through this area, and then I still had expansion hopes, maybe connection later, that feels a bit better. But I think zagging to this strat's pretty good. One slight downside is that I'm not really going to leverage the late game dwelling, but given that I'm not contesting network, building a bunch of dwellings doesn't have as much benefit anyhow. So continuing to just kind of build up is fine. One thing that is going to be a bit of a problem for me this game is really scoring on the pass. I think the dream here is actually for me to pass onto the ship scoring tile and manage to score shipping in round 4 and 6. But we'll see. Engineers is focusing a lot of their efforts on rushing a town. I did not pay attention to the fact that actually they could beat me to the 2 key town here. I didn't even think about the fact they might want it, but they're probably going to take it, which is going to be unfortunate. Is it even particularly good for them? Yeah, whatever. It's 2 key town. It's early. It can't be that bad. But that's going to be a bummer. I should still send Priest to Air here, because I still can get to the 5-step, even if I lose the 2 key town, and Engineers have tempo on it regardless, so... if Engineers take 2 key town, I probably just shift to take 8 VP town, because I still kind of want to contest some cult VP. But I'm going to have to definitely revise how many cults I'm going to win then. I'm probably going for just winning 1 cult at that point, and it's probably just water. And then... I just hope for some second places or something. I'm not totally sure. We'll see. There's maybe Engineers don't want 2 key town, but the fact that they chose to dig there seems suggestive. But who knows? Maybe their move here is... Well, okay. Well, that kind of... I was going to say, maybe their move is to... double dig this hex and just secure more territory, but they instead went for more workers. Giants is building a lot of trading posts, so they're following the track pretty well. I'm not totally sure this is what I would be doing as Giants, because failing to really rush to secure territory is maybe questionable, but Engineers aren't rushing to secure territory either, so maybe it's fine. Would it make sense to take Air 1 first? I don't think so. Why would I take Air 1 first? I'm going to build a trading post this round. Only because it gets us an extra spade. I doubt that. I still think Engineers are taking the 2 key town from me. So if I use the stronghold ability on air, I get to step 5, and then I get to step 6 if I take air 1. But if engineers takes the 2 key town on me, I'm only getting to step 7. I don't think we don't know if we're getting the 2 key town here. Engineers can still take it at any second. Also, where am I putting these spades that I even care? So I'm pretty sure I just take water 1 still, and don't worry about it. Where do you use the spade? Exactly, Zorus. The more I'm looking at it too, like, where am I even putting the spade? Like, I don't think it does me much yet. So I think it's fine just to take water 1. I just build my trading post. We'll be fine. F4, I agree. I mean, I do think I'm trying to triple dig this hex and set up a sanctuary town, or actually somehow beat engineers here is also a totally fine outcome and actually secure connection. But I agree. The spade is likely to go here and try to secure this. But I'm okay just taking water 1 here and not trying to get to step 8 on air this round. If I had a guaranteed chance at the 2 key town, I think air 1 maybe would be correct, or it could be correct. But because I'm still nervous if engineers actually want 2 key town or not, I don't think it's safe to go down that line, and I don't think it's a big loss here that I'm not getting an extra spade or whatever. Plus, part of the problem of taking air 1 is that then I probably want to like build a temple for water 1 at some point, and it's just a little awkward timing. Now taking water 1 and just building some more trading posts, I probably skip the second temple next round, but then I could go sanctuary for air 1 and hope to set up this town and just play low like, I'm gonna look kind of Swarmlings like, I think, but we'll see. You thought Giants were going to run away with this game, but then they started building all these TPs. Seems like a really low network game. Yeah, I mean, Giants are choosing to build up instead of expanding their network. Engineers are not fighting for their connection, which I thought they might. Which actually, engineers are cut off too, huh? So yeah, networks are really iffy this game, huh? I mean, again, the track always said to build up, so that's not shocking that people are doing that, but I mean, I'm a little shocked that people aren't trying to just expand a bit more and leverage their Earth 1s. Like, are cultists actually going to build this trading post? And if cultists aren't going to build this trading post, I'm gonna complain a little more about this double dig here, but... engineers do decide to go for the town, and so it is very predictably 2 key town. They did decide they valued it enough, which, fair enough. That's fine. I will just take a 8 VP town, I think, and move up the cult tracks. That's fine. Giants decides they want that hex, which I kind of said they might a while back. So the dreams of the dreams are dying here of the town through here and or ever connecting. So it's a bit of a bummer. May as well just build a trading post here. Just take an 8 VP town. Should we pass on the ship tile now instead of finishing the town? That's an okay thing, but like, I still have my 2-step on Auren, and I still want to build a trading post. But you're right that I actually didn't need to rush the town, so I should have thought about that a bit more, because I could have just built a trading post here and saved 3 coins. And I could have saved this. I could have used a cult. I could have used my steps on air and cult dug this, and then just had a town without an expensive trading post. But this is what I get for not thinking things through too much and not super caring. I don't play very sharp, and then I just lose more. So, you know, that's not smart, but oh well. Honestly, I'm kind of just executing my game, and I probably shouldn't like say I've already lost because whatever. My points aren't that bad, and I have like an okay position, and none of my opponents are doing incredible things. But again, I really do want to complain about Zitcom cutting me off because as much as we talked about he would like more adjacency, and I guess this is giving him a decent amount of leech, I still don't know. If he just advances ship that round, he gets points. He can actually dig and reach other hexes. It turns out he would have a neighbor up through here. He still has this hex that he's not leveraging for a neighbor. Like, he didn't have to do that at all. Maybe it's still fine, but I think it might still be suboptimal compared to what he could have done too. And gosh, it's so much worse for me. But whatever. Again, I'm just complaining. Like, it's whatever. I just feel like I don't catch a hell of a lot of breaks anymore. Yesterday's game was a lot of breaks. I caught a lot of breaks yesterday. But why isn't NG double digging here? I don't know what Engineers is doing at all. You tell me. Like, they keep doing stuff I don't really understand. I still could try to run down Engineers on the air track. And maybe I'm supposed to. But I'm not that compelled to do that, to be honest. Although part of Auren's ability that's so strong is because you get to move up tracks other people can't. So maybe I am supposed to just press him on air. Yeah, I probably should. It was a very tough matchup to read. It was a very tough matchup to read. You think his double dig was atrocious for the record, but on the other hand, Giants could have dug that reasonably enough. Yeah, so I do agree that Giants definitely could have taken this hex, and I would have been much more okay if Giants took that hex. That was a risk I was totally worth taking. Like, that was... Giants were going to mess up somebody's game somehow. You know, so be it. Giants do pass under the ship tile, so slight bummer. I would have liked that. The question is how many trading posts am I going to have versus how many dwellings. It seems much more likely that I just build like one more trading post next round for points. So I just passed for the trading post tile here. I make 4 power. I'm not expecting to get any more leech. Engineers is going to dig this hex away from Giants, so Giants were too slow at getting here, which is also a bummer because they just should have never built this trading post. Like, Rick actually... Like, this is part of what's so frustrating about games, too, is, like, Rick is getting a pretty big break that Giants didn't secure this hex, and he's been able to build up, beat me to the 2-key town, and then still have his opponent leave him a hex he would like to get. Whereas... I think cultists are just behind where they should be, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just taking too long on this pass. It doesn't really matter much. I take a worker, a coin, and some points. You missed part of an Auren game? Yeah, I mean, the Auren game's gross. NG is getting huge breaks here. Engineers certainly seem to have been getting better results than they could have. But we'll see. I mean, nobody's done like that terrible of things. I do think Giants could have had a even like quite a strong game here, given that I decided not to go for Earth 1. If they just skipped one of those trading posts and didn't get greedy and they went for Earth 1. This dig still looks really wrong too, actually, right? I don't think there was any reason to dig here. If Giants just dug this round 1 and built 2 dwellings, and then they went for the Earth 1 temple. And if they had actually like advanced ship and focused on these hexes early and tried to set up a town through here and through here and then a town here late. Oh, God, just like they could have had such a good game. I think I do just turn this green, right? I mean, what else am I doing? I don't want to touch these yellows. I'm not touching this hex. I could just slow down cultists. But just giving myself more trading post opportunity to just build a bunch of trading posts seems okay. I mean, I might never get another town given how I'm playing, but maybe that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but I don't know how else I'm scoring. Engie could get water one blocked. I agree. Engineers still have risks this game. Like they're not just crushing it, and it's I'm complaining about some things that I probably shouldn't. And Giants are just going to take it back anyhow. So Engie aren't getting that much of a break. It's just Giants and them are killing each other a little. I could take coins here. I guess the usual thing is if you can take coins, do it. But do I really need them? Can somebody link NerdCube's channel? You saw it on the chat when you tuned in, but can't seem to find it. Gray said what it should be, but Giants passed first, so they might not let have NGs have it. You guys were correct. They're playing risky with Giants so close to home. Repercussions. Blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever. Anyhow, I'm usually supposed to take coins. I don't really know if I kind of want to take the priest and just slam priest into the cult tracks. But I guess I just take the coins and maybe I wheel a priest. We'll see. Hey, glad you could catch you on your lunch break. Yeah, welcome. I have the afternoon off and I'm just streaming. And I plan to stream more than this game because this game's been fun enough, but it's not going to fill me with joy. So you search for that, but Twitch doesn't show it. Is there a line where you take coins, priest, upgrade ship twice, expand to D9 before Edgies gets there? Honestly, there is, but I don't really care. Maybe I'm supposed to care. I could set up another town. Maybe I should, but I have trading post tile. To be honest, I kind of just want to build a bunch of trading posts this round, and that means I'm just like never gonna get a town because I'm building them in areas where it doesn't matter. But Giants is gonna pass really quickly this round, right? Like they're gonna be done real soon. They do not have much left to do, and they have the ship tile that I would really like to get on. So that's actually really obnoxious because I don't want to have that fast of a round. I have a lot I want to do. Taking this priest and sending it to a cult is probably just too greedy. I probably just want to use my free steps up air here. Yeah. I just want to use my steps up air. And then I probably just build a trading post, maybe build one more, and then I just pass onto the ship tile. Is probably what I'm going to do. I don't know for certain, but we'll see. Yeah. Does this game bring me joy? If not, conduit? Yeah, I mean... Did I just hear you're going to stream multiple games today? Absolutely. I don't have much else to do, and I'm up for just streaming some stuff. Engineers do get water one because Giants chose to prioritize these hexes. So, yeah. Engineers don't have a hell of a lot left to do either, but I really can't make use of some of the other tiles, so the ship tile does look pretty good to me. So I would really like to be able to pass onto the ship tile because I'm running out of victory point sources. I'm definitely declining this. I'm not helping cultists. I mean, I've already helped cultists by giving them a neighbor here, but I'm not going to give them more cult steps right now. I can only actually win one cult track for the record, so like as much as I'm kind of like trying to steal air, it doesn't really matter. Like I just need to be able to win a cult track by the end of the game. You think what is left here is build 2 trading posts and temple for air 1 this round, score on pass tiles and air 1, and advance tech? Yeah, I agree. I think the game plan is to advance dig, advance ship, play a very Swarmlings-like game plan. I don't think I air 1 this round. Because I have the trading post tile right now, I think it's fine to angle for just building trading posts and building sanctuary for air 1. I think that's a little better. But I do agree. I guess, yeah, the upshot to the second temple is that I have more priest production. And I do, if I'm advancing digs and ships, I do need a lot of priests. So there's that. It's 6 points in priests for tech, but your call. Yeah, the priests for upgrading is actually where I think that part's really important. Giants haven't passed yet, though. See, the thing is, I do kind of want to pass really soon. So I could still just air one now, I guess, but it just feels iffy to me because I get 4 points and then 6 points, but I'm losing two. I guess it is only losing two. And I really do just want priest production to get everything done. I'm gonna definitely pass for the ship tile. I guess I can still just go air one and still build sanctuary next round too. Like I really don't have anything good to do this game yet. Just play Auren as like the weirdest swarm leads you've ever seen. But the multiple priest production here is actually really valid. Question is, which position are you fighting for, and who are you fighting for it? That could determine which cult track I want to win. Yeah, I do agree with that. Air has the added bonus of extra workers. Yep. I mean, to be fair, I don't really need the workers either, though, right? Like, what am I going to do with all those workers in the final round? But I guess if I advance dig, maybe I decide to just build some dwellings and stuff, but we'll see. I think I do need to take the ship tile right here. I would like to do more things this round, but those things are really just like, oh gosh, it is a 6 point trading post. A 6 point trading post. Is it worth risking losing the ship tile though? The problem is my opponents don't have any super obvious things they have to do. I really would like to build one more trading post, but I just don't think it's worth risking losing the shipping pass points. But it feels so wrong not to build what is a 6 point trading post. Merch, you're correct. Upgrading here was wrong. I should have upgraded that to a temple, but I was playing sloppy. I think I do build the trading post. If somebody passes, I'll live. I still have enough things to do this round that I can leverage. I think I have enough good things to do that passing on this trading post is wrong. I think I try to get a little greedy here and build the trading post and then still pass. I might get screwed, but this is so close in your opinion. It is very close. Probably pass ships too important. I mean, it's reasonable. Cultists are more likely to pass, but probably build a dwelling first. I mean, it's so hard to know. This game is probably unwinnable without greed. Who says we're playing for first? Yeah, I don't really think we're playing for first. Priest to water is nice. Yeah, that's exactly kind of where I landed on too. If cultists do decide to pass in front of me, I'm going to send a priest to a cult track. And so, like, I think cultists probably want to send another priest to water, just to, like, lock up two cults, basically. We'll see, but I don't think they're going to pass here. And if they do, I feel like they're giving up quite a bit again in order to beat me. Wow, they are going to pass, though. Well, so yeah, I sent a priest to water, and I just say, well, damn it, I got a little greedy, and I got punished. But Zitkov's making my life rough. I mean, I get that he needs points, too, but he just passed up a 3 point dwelling. He passed up a priest to a cult track. Meh. Oh, well. I do want a lot of priests, but advancing ship is no longer that much of a priority, so I'm just going to take another priest and send it to probably, I guess, Earth at this point. We'll see. You think cultists go priest to water next action? Yeah, I mean, they don't. NG will likely take air 3 or Earth 3 this game. Probably. I'm assuming engineers is going to fight a cult and try to close it out, so we'll see. It's unfortunate that this 6 victory point thing, like, it's unfortunate Giants had such a fast round, and it's unfortunate Zitcom decided that he needed to go for the ship scoring, but oh well, we play, we live, whatever. I still am doing like okay-ish on points, and my opponents haven't fully figured out points, but they have a lot of stuff coming where I am definitely a little iffy on the whole making stuff. One thing that does look okay for me is that engineers look like they're going to pass before me. They probably take the dwelling tile, so the trading post tile might be open again. So I potentially next round don't really need to do much. I probably just use my step to win water or air. I still am tempted to build a sanctuary, but admittedly, it doesn't. I actually don't need that sanctuary. It's true. Like, I'm spending. Why spend 12 resources for 5 points? That doesn't make any sense, actually. So yeah, I think my next round, I just take a single action, use my Auren ability, and then I'll pass back onto the trading post tile. That's at least a pretty good outcome. This is the only priest spot left. May as well do it. I have a million coins flowing in. That part's good. I also make 5 power. That's nice. I just take 7 coins. I mean, this is not going to score me like anything, right? So just taking 7 coins and passing back onto the trading post tile for the final round feels pretty good. The priest is not actually that good because now I'm not. One thing I might want to try to eke out next round is advanced dig once, just because I don't have many priests in supply anymore. Still advancing ship next round. Beating engineer and network might still be possible. Yeah, that's true. Actually, engineer's network is really iffy. So it is true that actually I can play for third on network this game right through here. So I probably I probably steal a cult, and I probably try to advance ship once. Oh, hey, also worker production. Remember when I said this wasn't going to matter much? That was a lie. Also, remember when I said I might build a sanctuary? That was a lie. I don't have resources for that stuff. You think you prefer my plan of passing early? I think I need to pass really early. The question is, my opponents all have a lot here too. Are they likely to pass super? Like, can I get away with using my cult step and advancing something and then still passing? Or do I need to just use my cult step and pass? But lies. Yes, I've lied to you. I have lied. The other question is, what cult do I want to win? And it's probably still just win air because it comes with an extra worker. Yeah, probably. This is the most in cult you've ever seen me have. Yeah, so I mean, I rarely play super heavy in cults because I prefer to play for more map, right? I prefer to play high economy. I prefer to play all that. To be fair, I think generally there are more points to be had in all of that. I don't really like this style is definitely not my thing. It doesn't feel great, but we'll see. Auren equals cults. Yes. No, it doesn't have to. You can play Auren with some other things. So my opponents are taking power actions, which does not suggest they're rushing for VP tiles. The only thing that does suggest that maybe there's some rush is that Giants. Oh, but Giants wanted water 1 still. Huh. Anyhow, I think I just close out air. I only have 1 key this game, so I'm only going to close 1 cult because I don't plan to build another town. Although there is an outside chance that I wind up building another town down here next round in some crazy world, but that's kind of crazy world, so let's not talk about that too seriously. Cults, not possible with 1 key. Yep. Can you play Auren as Walmart Witches as Crabmaster John? Yes. Daniel enjoys using that line, and it is fun. You can play Auren that way, but I would not recommend it. Auren's main like Auren don't have an ability, right? Like the only ability they have is their stronghold. So if you don't build their stronghold, you're playing Walmart witches, as we refer to them, which is great fun. I do think Auren generally should still build their stronghold, and you should try to win. You should try to get some decent cult. It should be like cultists, right? As cultist and as Auren, you want some cult VP, and you really want to leverage that cult economy as well. Now, you can choose to, some games, go very heavy into cults, and that's fine if it goes that way. But you can also choose to just play pretty economy focused, leverage that cult economy for some VP and some economy, and just see where that takes you. Either way it works. I'm going to decline this. I don't want to help cultists, and it looks like Giants is waiting for my decision, so... yep, they declined. The only Auren ability is starting with 15 VP more than the rest of the table, so they're like 3 town witches in that regard. Yeah, I mean, evening all. Whoa, crap witches. Yes, we're playing crap witches, and we got this double dig by Zitcob really hurt, and it's still hurting. Zitcob, I think, is very likely to still be advancing ship and building a sanctuary, so he's not going to pass. The only question at this point is Giants going to pass when they still have their dig left? And I think the answer to that is pretty safely hell no. So I'm pretty sure I can get away with advancing ship here and then really waiting one more round to take the trading post tile. Now, is that getting greedy again? Absolutely. But am I willing to greed out the fact that I don't think engineers are going to pass on their spade? Engineers do take Earth 3, so we did beat Engineers to the air track win. I think that's the best of both worlds, to be honest, because I mostly wanted to win air, but I actually think Zitcob is a bigger threat than Engineers. So all of that looks great. Cultists are going to build their sanctuary, right? Or advanced ship. There's just no way that I have to worry about Zitcob passing. Giants should be using their spade almost certainly. They have towns to be setting up for, so they're not going to pass. Engineers could build a stronghold. They have a lot of resources. They have a spade. There's no way they should pass. That's my read. If it's wrong, I'm gonna be very sad, but I'm gonna greed out the fact that I want to do this. I can't believe it is greedy here. This is great. We win air and Edgy retaliates by neutralizing Earth VP cultist. It'd be crazy to be if someone passed before you here, and even if Edgy passes first, they are likely to want Dwelling Pass. Oh, I missed that the Dwelling Pass tile is open too. That's a good point. Nobody should take the Trading Post tile here before me this round. So you're right. I could totally... greeting, I think, is pretty safe. I can't imagine I get screwed. Power-wise, I produce 5 power still. I can open next round with another coins action. I'm going to look absolutely like the weirdest swarmling. That's not actually a swarmling. The cult income is actually going to be super clutch here. All these workers are just going to be great. This game might actually work out for me yet. Like, I was saying that winning was out of the cards, but is it? None of my opponents have actually figured out how to score this game, so we'll see, but... This game is much more on track than I would have thought after doing the ziggy-zaggy stuff I had to do. You truly believe I can advance ship again here if I want to? Oh, I don't need to, Chris, right? Like, I produce 2 priests, I can produce 2 priests. I mean, I think you're correct that I could greed more actions, but I don't have any more actions I need to do. Edgy's advancing ship ends our hope for D9. Edgy's probably go west instead of D9. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If Engineers take this hex, oh well. To be fair, Engineers probably should be advancing ship and hoping to, yeah, like, go through all of these grays. I mean, engineers should be trying to make sure that I can't steal network on them, and that probably looks like going through all of these hexes and leveraging their Earth 1, but we'll see. Surely engineers expands west next round and we don't actually get network VP here, right? It seems likely, but we'll see. Have I picked up every coin action available this game? I've taken a lot of coin actions. I'm not going to say it's like I certainly haven't taken all of them, but I've taken 2 already and I'm going to just take a third. But we'll see. 2 trading posts, 1 dwelling, 1 shipping, 2 dig advances. That, I think, is the game plan next round. I think I'm just going to wind up building this 1 dwelling. And worker-wise, I have, what, 8 workers coming in, 9 workers coming in, so I have 12 workers. So the dig advances takes 4, the trading post takes 4, so I'm left with 4 workers, 1 for this dwelling. And then, if I'm able to build these dwellings, I'll do it, but... Coin actions equals wins. Could be 97 points before passing by that calc, so then I pass for 12. So you think I'm going to be at 108 after passing, or 109, including air 1? Okay, you already included air 1, even though that's not before the pass. So you think I'm at 105. Still, being at 105, 116 after pass. I don't know how your math is working, but sure, maybe you're right. Regardless, the point is I broadly agree with you that it looks to me that I have, also looks to me, just eyeballing it, that I'll be in about 110 after passing, and then I'll be at 118, and then I'm hoping for like a second, a third, and a third. So not great cult points, but okay cult points on mid 120s. Do any of my opponents actually have enough points in the tank to catch up? All my opponents do have Earth 1 backed dwellings, so Earth 1 backed dwellings is going to do a lot. Zitcob still has 2 towns coming in because he didn't go Sanctuary, which is kind of intriguing. Zitcob's really just not built trading posts this game because he never got Water 1 and he just doesn't really need to score them. Network is pretty meager between these 2 players. It does look like Giants is going to win Network, and I think I'm least concerned with Giants winning the game. So I think that's actually a great outcome for me too. Giants is a little wacky here in that it sort of looks like they're setting up for 4 towns, but there's no way they actually build 4 towns. Engineers gets denied from any pass points, which feels pretty good given that they've already scored both of their towns. Engineers is pushing for Network over here, though, so they will beat me on Network, but I don't know. I might have chances here yet, which is kind of surprising. Anyhow, that Engineer Stronghold is one of the worst you've ever seen. Yeah, it's not very good, but one of my mods needs to ban me from this channel. Where's Lumen? Whoa, Weber. That's Bizzle. Bizzle doesn't allow math. How do you, like, slow down? I don't ban math. You didn't see that before? What's the deal with engineers this game? Like, why? I don't really know what engineers have been planning this game, and they keep doing things that I don't fully understand. I mean, the one thing I will say is engineers went into a game with Auren and cultists and were like, I'm going to take the 2 key town and play a high cult game, and they have. But it's definitely cost them in other ways. But anyhow, just taking more coins, making sure the table doesn't have coins has to be the answer. It's always the answer. Radior is pro math? Absolutely, exactly. You can do all the math you want. Playing the track way too hard. Yep. Advanced dig giants, baby. Gray swarmlings and green swarmlings is what we're seeing here. Yeah, stronghold with no bridges. Breaks your heart. Does engineers know what they're planning? Probably. Engineers is a pretty good player, to be fair. I just don't fully know what they're up to, but it's okay. Zitcob makes a town. Makes a lot of sense. Zitcob is still in a pretty good spot here. He has 2 towns coming in. He has the dwelling pass tile. He wants to build a bunch of dwellings. I'm still not sure he has enough direct victory points, but we'll see. He still has a... Although, God, he's only just tied me. We'll see. 38 coins, beautiful. Take coins action. Everyone starts typing. Let the salt begin. Yeah. 38 coins. So Weber, when you did all your math, I don't know how much you're actually even here anymore, but how many of these green hexes were you actually giving me, out of curiosity? You're not sure either, but you stand by it. That's fair as it comes. Totally fair. You just did Chris's math. One dwelling, two trading posts. Seems like scores will be so low. The score seems so low to me, Zoris. I'm so confused. To be fair, cultists did get bid down to like 5. I started as 30. The other two started as 15. So the scores were always going to be a bit low. Even then, I'm really surprised here. I feel like my opponents have really mucked up whatever they're doing, to be honest. I don't understand why the scores appear to be as low as they are. Giants just used power to dig again. They're paying a lot for their hexes, but they are going to build out and make 2 more towns and have a pretty good network, but we'll see. You struggle a lot with neighbors. It pushes me north. All right. It is interesting to hear Zitcom admit that part of why he double dug was to try to push me here so that he actually had more neighbors, and he was worried about not getting enough neighbors this game. And on that front, cultists wanting neighbors does make sense, but as I just kind of pointed out, he's really not like this stronghold could just be here, and nothing about his game is like that different, and then he could have just built a town through here. I'm still really far from convinced that this was the right move, but whatever, arguing over it doesn't make sense. So it does look like I'm actually going to get a couple more dwellings down than I would have otherwise thought. I mean, engineers is still going to beat my network quite easily because engineers wants to build all these dwellings for points. But the fact that I'm getting a couple more dwellings down is pretty good because I'm being able to turn my resources into points a little more effectively than just pure conversions. And I'm at least forcing the engineers to make sure to get enough dwellings. I mean, they're going to, but dig, ship, pass for 9+4, etc. Okay. I mean, I should really just do my own math here because I haven't done it yet. But this is another 6 VP. This is another 12. That's 18. I plan to build 2 more dwellings on top of that is 22. I'm not sure I trust your math. That takes me to 89. And then I pass for 12. It's only 101. You'll be left with 5 resource points. Okay. I didn't figure out how many resources points I'd be left with, but you did that. So I'm at like 106 though. It's not bad, but oh hey everybody. Another option I haven't been thinking about is, was I supposed to angle for another town though? Probably not. I can't quite do it. But this town right in here is going to be closer than it probably should be, but isn't it passed for 8 plus 4? Yeah, it's definitely 8 plus 4. I'm not on the ship tile, but it's been a while since I've been declined this much. Alright, we're all clawing for points. I'm just gonna keep taking these dwelling hexes as long as they're free. I mean, these are only like 1 victory point moves because I'm spending 3 resources for 2 points, but I really don't have anything else to do. I can't actually win Water Cult because I don't have a key. So I delayed, like, I'm pretty sure my decision is gonna be to use my Cult Steps on Fire, but like, I don't have to commit where my Auren ability goes to yet. And all the rest of my stuff is safe, so I'm just gonna take hexes, I guess. I want to advance dig, build 2 trading posts. I think that's basically the end of my game after that. But that's okay. I at least figured out how to score. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, but I don't know if anybody has enough points or not. Giants have 1 more town coming in, and then just like a ship or 2. I mean, there's no way Giants are winning, but the upshot is Giants are winning network, or are cultists still going to win network? Oh, Giants really want to build 1 more dwelling. So Giants are going to take a coin town so that they can advance ship, build a dwelling. And then they should outright win network. Yeah, they do take a coin town. Reminded a bit of Sprocket's F2O game. This is very like Sprocket's F2O game. Just playing Auren kind of like Swarmlings, where you're just you're just taking your points where you can get them off Water 1, Air 1, and tech advances, and you just. Here I'm playing only 1 town too. Sprockets at least went 2 towns. I would have liked to go 2 towns, but I did things to myself. Giving Zitcob Leech isn't really what I want to do right now, but he's eventually going to get it anyhow. But I guess I should delay. I should delay giving Zitcob Leech, so. Zitcob could also get to 14. You think Cultists are probably winning? Slightly more desperate than Sprockets? Yes. With 1 more free Leech, we'd have another worker and could dig and build another dwelling. Maybe. I'm not sure. I did things to myself. That line sounds so sad. Make me think of someone in tears, as they say. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not really in tears. I just, like, it's one of those things in Terra Mystica, right? It's pretty disappointing when, like, a big swing happens in round 2 or whatever, and you basically are like, oh, well, kind of know that I'm already dead. But we'll see. It does look like Zitcob's probably winning. Zitcob has good cults. If he ties network, even if he doesn't tie network, he still just has a lot of points, right? He still has a town. He passes for a bunch. He actually has network. He has cults. That does sound. That sounds winning here. Giants just don't have enough points. I mean, Giants is going to build a dwelling. Giants could just choose to advance ship. Advancing ship is a lot of points too, but I think the dwelling has to be better, but we'll see what they pick. But yeah, Zitcob just gets another priest town here. How is Zitcob getting to 14 network, though, right? With a priest town? He still can, I guess. Giants does go for the dwelling, so he is going to at least force Zitcob to build out. which I like. But Zitkob's still going to end the game at like 96, maybe a little more, but roughly 96-ish for Zitkob, coupled with pretty good network and pretty good cults. Whereas I'm also going to just be low 100s with decent cults, pretty similar to cultists, right? The cultists and I have very similar points on the cults, so it's largely a wash. So I need to be enough ahead of him to make up for the network, which doesn't seem likely. So it does look like engineers are trying to go for another town, or did they just want a bridge for bridge's sake? Hard to say. We'll see. He's handicapped by his 9-minute time limit per game. Zitkob is interesting. Zitkob's playstyle is largely dependent on how drunk he is. He'd be okay that I said that. Yeah, I mean, Zitkob's a fun character. He's a good guy. I'm glad to have Zitkob on the stream. I'm also glad that, this has been a relatively quick game. I've probably thought more than I should have given the weird position. But yeah, this is good. He's probably watching a bunch of other things at the same time. Yeah, I mean, Zitkob is not he's not super focused. He doesn't super care. He just has fun playing, which is great. And that's where I'm currently trying to be too. I'm trying to just have fun playing. This has been a more fun game than I thought. Getting disrupted isn't really what I wanted, but getting disrupted really forces you to kind of test your skills in TM, right? Like trying to figure out the next best plan. How do you react? How can you make a strong game? And this game's gone quite a bit better than I would have expected. Zitkob passing for that shipping tile was annoying to me, but maybe it's what he needed to do to win too. Because if I get on that shipping tile last round, and then I still somehow find my way back to the trading post tile here, that would have been pretty big. I'm not sure how likely that sequence is though, but you once stopped a game while you ran to get more smokes. Nice. That does sound very Zitkob-like. Engineers is thinking a long time here, guessing he doesn't really know what he wants to do. Looks like he goes for an expensive trading post. Is he actually making a town over here? I'm not convinced he has the resources for it, but maybe he does. Anyhow, it's time to give Zitkob his free power. I don't have anybody else to do these next to, and I'm not paying an extra point to do it, so there you go, friend. There you go. It's the most French thing you've ever heard. Yeah. Well, it does look like we're ending with a whole 5 resource points, which is, not great. You would prefer to be able to put those into actual, things, but yeah, you get what you get. Giants did just accept that leech, which is unfortunate. I'm not really sure why Giants all of a sudden accepted that one. Just for fun. All right, well, fair enough. Zitkob's very likely to win. That accept's actually kind of helpful. It doesn't matter. I agree. I mean, I think cultists are just winning anyhow. It's just a weird disconnect. Still alive. Gray is absolutely still alive. Gray just plays Terra Mystica nowadays instead of Agricola. He's forsaken us Agricola players. He's moved on. I'm not quite sure that's true, but Giants might be playing second. Zitkob had exactly enough resources. Yeah, I agree. The main thing is it helps Zitkob a little bit on cults, but maybe it doesn't. We could get another dwelling out. It doesn't matter. You'll return for sure. Good. Since one counts up on fire, gives the extra power. Yeah, to be clear, everybody, that doesn't actually, it's not actually efficient. So the problem is I'm turning 3 power, which is a point in terms of resources, into a worker just so I can spend another point of resources to get 2 points. So I'm not doing that. He's accepting leech out of pity. What is this? Yeah, I know. But whatever. It does not matter. This has been a fun table anyhow. These guys have been fun to talk to and whatever. Rick is going really slowly. He's hard digging. He might be that concerned about my network fight that he wants to just build these. He's going to just build another dwelling after this. I mean, he's definitely beating me on network. He looks like he's definitely behind me at least. So I'm a big fan of that. I like the idea that I, at least beat some players. All right, what did I say Zitcob was going to be at? I called him at still having... He's going to get at 96. I'm going to be at 106 after resource points. So Zitcob is still going to be... I'm only going to lose by like 5, but... You have advanced dig, so it's 4 resources for 2 points, but you see what I was talking about. Yeah, it would be 4 resources, but the problem is they're talking about converting 3 power to a worker. So then it's actually 7 resources for 2 points. So it no longer makes sense to put out the other dwelling, unless it helped on network, which it doesn't. You think 125 for me or for Zitcob, or I don't know who, but regardless, it doesn't really matter. Zitcob still has 2 priests extra or only 1 priest? No, he has 2 priests extra. So this is where the cult dig matters. Zitcob is going to be able to tie me on fire rather than me just outright beating him. And that accept actually does matter a little bit. I don't think it's enough to determine the game, but it's not actually totally inconsequential. But that's okay. Clearly I'm supposed to go fire here though, because tying on water, Zitcob definitely will just pass me on both. Here, I think he still can only tie me on fire at least. Yeah. There's nowhere else for this to go, so. Doesn't he need that priest as a worker? At least one of those 2 priests as a worker? No, those priests aren't workers, right? He actually accepts my leech. Or no, he sent a priest to water. Wait a second, why did he do that? So he had the option to send 2 priests to fire. He would have got 1 power back, and then he still would have had enough to build the dwelling. He didn't have to do what he just did. I also could... Oh, but I still can just take the priest and beat him on fire if he tries that. Okay, maybe that was the right move then. I don't know. Regardless, I think I'm out of things to do. Yeah, it appears I'm out of things to do. He doesn't need to close out water? Yeah. He had no coins. He had some power. He had just enough that he could have sent 2 to fire. You can single dig if I wanted to stall. I could have, that's true. But I don't need to stall. Anyhow, I'm 100% sure that Zitcob was at a position where he could have sent both priests to fire. And so that's a small mistake from him, I think. Now, I still doesn't look like it's enough. But this game is a lot closer than I thought. Too many cults. Ugh, yeah. Only 3 VP away from Zitcob? Yep, exactly. I was pretty sure. Pretty sure it was real close here at the end, but that's okay. I mean, Zitcob did good things. You hate cults with a passion. The cult battle was disgusting. It was ugly from the beginning. Well, okay, Rick Action saying that's a bit annoying. What a high scoring one. Yeah, it was not high scoring at all. So, I mean, part of why it's not very high scoring is engineers picked a path of fighting cults where the rest of us were already going to have a lot of cults. So that makes it ugly. Um, Other people just didn't seem to really build their economies very well this game. Like, I'm not quite sure what happened to the rest of the table. And maybe I'm just crazy. Wow, I did think a lot more during this game, and Zitcob did just still blitz through it. Okay, but yeah, I got a lot of coins actions. It also looks like the table just didn't take enough coins. Giants just clearly didn't know how to play Giants well. I mean, this Giants player should score quite a lot better, I think, if they just correctly take coin actions instead of digging so much. But but yeah, that was an interesting and wild one. Yeah, nobody scored. Wow, actually, Engineer scored the track crazy well too. Like I barely got track points because I just didn't build much. But like the track VP aren't that low. The favor tile scoring is a bit low. Why did the guys that had why did like some of these guys that had favor tiles? You'd think they would score more. But I mean, these aren't that bad of favor tile scores. They're still pretty good. Bonus card scoring, Zitcob did really well. I admittedly did. I could have tried to get even more, but 22 is really good for Zitcob actually too. I missed that he was getting on them so well. Big loss for engineers not to get any pass points in a game that had 3 pass tiles that are good for engineers. That seems like a real mistake. And then yeah, the cult scoring is just ugly. Lot of cult fights, which really does depress scores a lot. So this is a decent opportunity to talk about that. I mean, part of the reason I hate it when I watch people put so much effort into cult fights is that there's just not that many points in the cults. And so if you're resorting to building temples for Earth 3 and Air 3, those tend to be very inefficient moves. Like if they're your best move, fine, do it. But if you're in the position where that's your best move, I'm not sure you've put yourself in a good position. Like, it's just not a very exciting way to score in the game. There's so many other points to be had in Terra Mystica. And yes, cult points take some points away from each other. And so at a certain, like, it is weird. If people don't fight them at all, then they become fairly valuable. But if everybody's already fighting them a decent bit, and then you put even more pressure, it tends to just mean everybody's putting too much pressure into trying to get points out of cults. And so that everybody suffers. And if somebody just figured a better way this game to play Earth 1, Water 1, hit the pass tiles hard, build a good network, build towns, that should just win against players that are killing each other on the cults. But regardless, yeah, I did not score much, but I started way ahead. Cultist actually did have a pretty good game. They just got bid down a lot. Engineers and Giants, I think, just really misplayed their hands. But, oh well. To be fair, Sandwich NG had not much reasons to play for expansion either. Not sure what the plan was for him. Sandwiched engineers were bid down, but so the thing is, with sandwiched engineers, it looks iffy. But to be fair, engineers had a path this game to like winning the race to this hex at least. I I'm not completely sure engineers don't have a lot more opportunities. I mean, engineers lost the race to this Grey Hex. How does that happen? How does engineers not set up for round 5 stronghold with bridges? Like, there were ways to make that happen. And the reason to play expansion this game is because ship 3 and a dwelling scoring, or yes, don't play expansion, but then actually build up and leverage the trading post scoring. Engineer raced out Earth 1 and then didn't build dwellings until late. And admittedly, they still got a lot of Earth 1 points. But then they took Water 1 and don't even build several of their trading posts because they instead built... I guess this stronghold looks like the really questionable thing. If engineers just built more trading posts, that's probably better. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not fully in charge, but there's a lot of different ways I think engineers could have played here. I think bidding them down was totally fine. I think they partly led to their own demise by not prioritizing hexes fast enough. I mean, engineers and giants also killed each other with this spade fight right here. That wasn't really smart for either of them. So, whatever. But Edgy should have just started G8 this game and gotten those sweet, sweet bridge points. Engineers took 2 Keytown and sent 5 priests to cults for 18 cult points. Yep, exactly, Gray. So, looping back, engineers used one of their favors for Earth 3 instead of Air 1, right? So, there's also a loss of VP by taking this tile instead of Air 1. So, engineers invested a lot in order to get not a lot of cult points. And so I still think it is really questionable that they went down that line. But they did. So, but this is where I think sometimes the 2 Keytown can still just be a trap. But yeah, oh well, whatever. Earth 3 smashes the cultarchy. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, but to be fair, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have taken Earth 3 in the position he's in. Again, what I'm looping back to is when you put yourself in positions where you're taking 3-step favors, I'm going to question your whole game plan in general, because I suspect there's usually a better way to play the game and score points than putting yourself in a position where you're supposed to go for it. Maybe we should have closed out water? Well, so if I don't close out air, I get 1 less worker, which maybe that's okay. And then I have to hope engineers still chooses to close out. I'm not sure that works. Because the swing is with cultists. Yeah, I mean, the problem is, Chris, if engineers decides to beat me on air, then cultists are just going to win earth. And then I win water, so it doesn't matter. The only way this changes is if engineers win both earth and air, and then I win water. If that happened, maybe that works. But I don't think engineers are going to let me win air, because they're going to prefer to take air 3 and get the extra worker. But anyhow, I mean, I broadly agree with you. With that said, I also wasn't looking that close, and I wasn't really sure who I should be blocking at that point. I mean, it's not that clear at that point in the game that I need to worry more about cultists or engineers. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to be able to tell cultists are ahead, but 12 VP isn't honestly that easy to see, even in round 5. So I don't regret any of that. So, oh well. Anyhow, as usual, thanks everybody for watching and chatting. It's been a fun time. I definitely do want to stream more. The question is, do I want to stream another Terra Mystica, or do I want to go play an Agricola? And the answer is I kind of want to play an Agricola, but another TM? Oh boy. You guys are all Terra Mystica players. Boo. Thanks for the stream. If you want Agricola, I should just play that. I mean, I should. The chat would prefer Terra Mystica. This is obvious. I mean, it is this one is titled Terra Mystica stream. To be fair, there are more Terra Mystica. I definitely have more Terra Mystica viewers, and there appears to just be more Terra Mystica viewers in the world than there are Agricola viewers. But I can't judge my decisions on this mob. I just streamed Terra Mystica, so the chat's TM. Let's compromise. One Agricola, one TM. I mean, I honestly do think that might be what my day is. Um, You're not that wrong, Weber. Although I might argue that Agricola is actually wood. If you take lots of wood, you tend to win Agricola. I mean, you also need a lot of food, so like you do need both. It's weird. Like at low levels of Agricola, I guess food tends to be what wins because like bad players don't understand how to get food. But at like higher levels of Agricola, everybody tends to be able to get food efficiently enough. The real question is how is your wood tempo? Like, can you afford to build rooms and then still fence relatively early? So I don't quite know what the comparison is, but yeah. You asked Lumen what the coins of Agricola is, and he said wood and food. Okay, yeah. See, I agree. Like, I'm not sure I can pick just one. Both are like really important. If you don't have enough wood or you don't have enough food, you're losing Agricola. Like, you need both. But anyhow, I do think I'm gonna wind up playing Agricola. Anyhow, everybody, I probably will play one more Terra Mystica. I'm likely to play this Agricola game, stream it, walk my dog, and then I'll probably play a Terra Mystica around 5-ish. Although that might start interrupting with Weber. Weber, when do you stream tonight? What do you do? The one thing you don't like about Agricola is the mechanic with the extra people, more actions, although you're not great at the game. Oh, that's the great part about Agricola. Like, there's such interesting decisions about, do you want to push hard for more actions, or do you, like, oh, it's beautiful, but whatever. You stream at 6 p.m. What are you streaming tonight, Terra Mystica-wise? What are you playing? How does it work? What do you do? I don't even know. Is it an all-player commentary thing? Open table, all-player commentary, fire and ice. Okay. Screw it. Let's just play another Terra Mystica now then. And then people that might actually want to watch Agricola can maybe watch me later tonight. Or maybe I stream another Agricola tomorrow. Anyhow, tonight's cast, Ryan, Logus, and Claybo. Sweet, that'll be fun. Yeah, so I think that's a really fun table for people to watch. I don't really need to fight you for that. So I will stream another Terra Mystica right now. And we're going to hopefully have a slightly different game and do fun stuff. The real question is, should I... I'm trying to think. I occasionally port stuff over to YouTube, and I'm slow about it. So I think the answer here is I'm about to end this stream, and then I'm just restarting it, which will be easy for me then later to port things over and not have to do any video editing, because I don't do that stuff. So thanks everybody that watched this game. It was a fun time. I literally am going to reboot the stream, so if you stay here, it probably just pops up, or maybe you're going to have to refresh Twitch, but regardless, I will be back in like literally 30 seconds. But thanks for watching this game. It's been a fun time, and hope to see most of you at the next one.